What's good, Raider Nation? Today's news is straight up fire with 4 massive updates that'll hit every silver and black fan right in the feels. We've got roster shakeups, game-changing decisions, and a wild reveal nobody saw coming. Are we ready to storm back to the top of the NFL? Or are there still hurdles in our way? You won't believe what's dropping today. So grab a seat, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the action. Which of these stories is gonna blow your mind? Drop it in the comments as we kick things off. Alright, Raider Nation, let's hit the ground running with the first big story of the day. The 2025 NFL Draft was a game changer for the Raiders, and the new front office is proving they mean business. John Spytek, Mark Davis, and Pete Carroll were like masterminds, zeroing in on the team's needs with surgical precision. After years of middling seasons, we finally got a reason to get hyped. But did they nail it or just patch up some holes? Let's break down what went down and why the fan base is buzzing, and split the headliner, naming Ashton Jeanty in the first round. This running back is a straight up beast, already drawing comps to legends for his vision and power. Spytek made it clear, the ground game is priority 1, and they didn't stop there. In the second round, they snagged Jack Beck, a wide receiver who's set to stretch the field and give our offense some serious juice. The plan's obvious. Build a squad that's physical, fast, and commands respect. But what really turned heads was the sheer volume of draft picks. With a stacked haul, the Raiders had a golden opportunity to overhaul the roster and lock in some heavy-hitting starters. Cue Josh Edwards from CBS Sports, who broke down how teams with big draft classes performed. He gave props to Spytek, saying the draft was a perfect blend of Pete Carroll's vibe and that classic Raider swagger. Beyond Jeanty and Beck, names like Darian Porter, a cornerback from Iowa State, and Dante Thornton Jr., a wide receiver from Tennessee, were picked to plug major gaps. Porter, by the way, is a unanimous favorite among the coaching staff, with legit potential to be the next big thing in our secondary. Even JJ Peggs, a late-round gem, is turning heads. He's a versatile dude who can ball on defense and offense. Imagine the chaos he could unleash, but it's not all sunshine and roses. The burning question: did we make the most of all those picks? Woods notes that while the draft was strong, some selections might take time to pan out. Guys like Thornton and Pegas have sky-high ceilings, but are long-term projects. After a brutal 4-win season, the pressure for instant results is intense. Fans on social media are split. Some think this revamped roster is poised to shock the AFC in 2025. Others say we're still too green to hang with the conferences. Heavyweights, no denying it though. This draft sparked hope. Carroll's building a squad in his image, aggressive, physical, and loaded with raw talent. If Jeanty goes off and Porter locks down the secondary, we could be talking serious wins. But the road's long, and the offseason's still cooking with moves that could change everything. Speaking of game changers, brace yourselves, because the next bombshell has Raider Nation losing it, still reeling from the draft. Well, hold onto your hats, because the next topic is a heart pounder. The Raiders offseason has been a wild ride, and the Spytek Carroll duo isn't messing around. After a 4-win disaster in 2024, the mission was clear: beef up the roster, especially the secondary, which got torched last season. Jacorian Bennett was a bright spot, but injuries and inexperience left glaring holes. Now, a massive name's on the radar. Jalen Ramsey, the Dolphins' shutdown corner. Could he be Vegas bound? Before you lose it, let's pump the brakes. Ramsey's arguably the NFL's top cornerback. 3-time All-Pro, a one-man game wrecker. But the chatter about bringing him to Sin City? Not so simple. Vincent Bonsignor from the Las Vegas Review-Journal threw some cold water on the hype. He laid out why this dream's a tough sell. For one, Ramsey's been traded twice already, and Miami might be ready to move him. The catch? He turns 31 in October, has been battling a knee injury, and comes with a monster $21 million cap hit. This season, picture this: Ramsey paired with Bennett in the secondary would be a nightmare for opposing QBs. The guy's still elite and would bring veteran leadership to a young group, but Spytek and Carroll are all about building for the long haul, not chasing quick fixes. Dropping that kind of cash on an aging star could hamstring the budget for other key spots. Fans are torn. On X, some are screaming that Ramsey's the missing piece to make our defense top tier. Others call it crazy to bet big on a guy who might not have many years left. Plus, the secondary's already got promise with draft pick Darian Porter. Do we roll with the young guns or go all in on a proven stud like Ramsey? Bonsignor thinks Carroll will lean toward developing the rookies, even if it means a rocky 2025 on defense. It's a bold gamble, but it could pay off down the line. The question is whether Raider Nation can stomach another year of patience. While we're debating Ramsey, another story's brewing in Vegas. And this one's about a legend shaping the Raiders' future in a way nobody expected. Buckle up, because this next bombshell will leave you speechless. Raider Nation's still buzzing from these updates, but now it's time to look ahead as the 2025 season creeps closer. The Raiders' schedule just dropped, and with it comes Pete Carroll's debut as head coach, bringing all the swagger of a Super Bowl champ. While fans are hyped for the season opener against the Patriots on September 7th, a recent Carroll interview is still in the spotlight. He got real about his Seahawks exit and what it means for our future. On the Brock and Salk podcast, Carroll dropped some truth bombs. After 13 years in Seattle, where he led the team to 2 Super Bowls, his 2023 exit wasn't entirely his call. He revealed that GM John Schneider took the lead, and Carroll, despite having final say, backed the change. It was time for John to take over, he said, showing a humility that caught folks off guard. Carroll explained that big shifts were coming in Seattle, and he didn't want to fight Schneider on the team's direction. Result? The Seahawks are soaring with a new coach, and Carroll's here, ready to rebuild the Raiders. This isn't just juicy gossip. It shows the kind of leader we've got. Carroll values his GM partnership, and that's huge. He stressed that the head coach GM bond is the heartbeat of an NFL team. With John Spytek as our new GM, that chemistry looks rock solid. After a 4-13 train wreck in 2024, this synergy is exactly what we need to climb out of the AFC West basement. But fans are divided. Some see Carroll as the guy to drag us back to the playoffs. Others worry that at 73, he might not have the same fire. There's more. Carroll's bringing a championship mindset, but also a lesson from Seattle. Sometimes, you gotta check your ego for the team's sake. That could hint at how he'll handle tough calls in Vegas, like cuts or blockbuster trades. The Patriots game will be his first test, and the schedule's packed with challenges. Can all this experience turn our young roster into a contender, or are we in for another rough ride? As we dream of wins, one final story shaking things up behind the scenes, and it involves a name that's changing the Raiders vibe in a way nobody saw coming. Get ready, because this one's gonna hit hard. Raider Nation's on fire with all this news, but here's the cherry on top. As the team gears up for 2025, a legendary figure is leaving his mark on the Raiders without even stepping on the field. Tom Brady. Yup, the GOAT isn't just a minority owner, he's pulling strings behind the scenes in a way that's got everyone talking. And Pete Carroll, our head coach, just spilled the tea on a Brady connection that's got fans dreaming big. In an interview with Seattle Sports, Carroll couldn't hold back his excitement about Brady's impact. We're phone buddies, he said, revealing they swap ideas all the time. Picture this, a Super Bowl winning coach chopping it up with a guy rocking 7 rings. Carroll admitted Brady's involvement with the Raiders was a huge reason he signed on for the Vegas gig. When Tom came on board, it shifted my whole view on coming here. He said, that's major. Brady's not just a figurehead, he's shaping the Raiders' future. What's this mean for us? For starters, Brady had a hand in the head coach and GM searches, helping land Carroll and Spytek. His presence has made the Raiders a legit destination for big names, something we haven't seen in years. After cycling through 7 coaches since Mark Davis took over and no playoff wins since 2002, this credibility is a breath of fresh air. But there's a catch. Brady's not in the daily grind, and that's got some fans skeptical. Is he really going to make a difference, or is he just a shiny name? On social media, the fan base is lit. Some say Brady's the key to ending our mediocrity, bringing a winning mentality and NFL connections. Others wonder if he's more focused on business than on field success. Carroll, though, is all in. He called talking shop with Brady a privilege, saying the guy lives for competition, whether playing or leading. That energy could be the spark our young roster needs to level up in 2025. The stakes are high, but the payoff could be epic. With Brady in the mix, Carroll at the helm, and Spy Tech rebuilding the squad, are we finally headed back to glory days? And just when you thought it was over, there's one last surprise that'll send you straight to the comments. Yo, Raider Nation, what a day. The 2025 draft brought hope with Genty and the crew, but will these bets pay off, or are we stuck waiting years for results? The Jalen Ramsey saga's got us hyped, but is splashing cash on a veteran stud the move? Or a risky shortcut? Pete Carroll showed class opening up about Seattle, but now it's time to prove he's still got it. And Tom Brady, is he our secret weapon or just a big name? I want to hear from you. Are these changes going to save the Raiders? Or is it more the same? Smash the like button, subscribe, and drop your takes in the comments.